Dear citizens, you should demand more from your government. You're not a slave. You don't need to ask permission to get what you voted for. So it is not only the job of organizations like Solidariteit or Sakelega, whoever, to take the government to court the whole time. You also have a voice, and you can do something with that voice of yours. So for today, I've got something very practical that you can do, and you only have limited amount of time to do it in.
Radio Nuwe.
Your Christian lifestyle radio station.
Chat with Corneille.
We scratch
where it itches.
My good friend Bonsai Shongwe. Welcome to Radio Nuwe, my friend.
Corneille, how you doing?
Lekker, man, lekker.
I loved your introduction. We do not live in the kingdom of South Africa.
We do not.
Or we're not even called the People's Republic, because normally that means it's not People's Republic, right? We actually live in a genuine constitutional democracy.
It is funny that you mentioned that now, but usually when something says for the people, you need to look at this thing twice.
Oh, then you know it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a good indicator that it's usually not. Listen, Bonsai, the reason we have you here today quickly is you had such a great interview, or not even interview, a talk on your channel. Sorry, I need to quickly rescue myself here. On your channel about this whole thing and what people can do in practice now to speak up, because we are not voiceless. And I know people get almost tired, or they don't think they have any say, but they do have. And I'm going to put, dear friends, the link to the whole discussion of Bonsai on his channel, so you can look at the details. This is like a just touch base things with him, because he's the creator of this, or not the creator, but he came up with this whole idea. Let's move now, and do something from a citizen point of view. So please go look at the whole discussion, and then also the link. I'll put the link here as well, but on his page you'll also see the link that you can actually go to and go do something and say something to demand something more from your government than just saying or complaining and screaming. So quickly, just Bonsai, you talk in that discussion about two kind of points, and you call it almost a rebellion from the government against what people voted for. And the one thing that you mentioned, the first thing is the supposedly national dialogue that happened.
The ANC monologue.
Yeah. It was neither national nor die. Quickly tell us, just like the headlines of what is that, what that is about, and on why you say it's a rebellion from government against what the people voted for.
Oh, absolutely. So the ANC used to be a majority party, which means they could have had a national dialogue before they lost the election last year, because no matter what other parties said, the majority of parliament would have said go ahead, and they probably would have. And we've been living like this for quite a while, where we knew our parliament just stamps whatever comes from Luthuli House. But it's a rebellion because, first of all, it is Ramaphosa saying, I am still the majority. I don't care what your vote was. So the national dialogue, first of all, cabinet is not at the national dialogue because the DA pulled out. And as we know, in the GNU, which is our executive, the second largest party is cabinet. So President Ramaphosa shouldn't be talking to us about a national dialogue. He should be negotiating with his cabinet partners. But he's saying, no ways, I'm going to go out to the public, recruit the public to help me rebel against cabinet. Number two, parliament. You remember when we had the 2% tax? How did we know that there's a 2% VAT that was passed? It's because we saw parliamentarians stand up and go, yeah, we voted, it's through, it's going. Did you ever see anyone clapping and saying, yes, we won the vote, we're going ahead with the national dialogue? No. And in fact, you have parliamentarians writing and saying, but where does this money come from? We don't remember this even in the line items when we voted the budget through. That was Musi Maimane just a week ago. So the national dialogue, the way it's set up with Corne Mulder is out, Freedom Front is out, DA is out, Action SA is out, EFF is out, MK is out. So I've just quoted a majority of the country, right?
Yeah, there's nobody left.
Is that definitely goes over 51%. And yet he is carrying on, and it is literally a rebellion against what was set up. And he compares it to the Freedom Charter. He compares it to the negotiation of the Constitution. But both of those things existed for the purpose of ending the current order and introducing a new order. And the Freedom Charter was literally about going out to recruit the masses to overthrow the current order. So how does he compare it to that? Well, because that's exactly what's happening. The national dialogue is his way to go out and recruit masses to overthrow our 40% vote.
Yeah. That is a very good and concise explanation of what that was, I think. I must tell you this. When I listened to your discussion on that thing, I caught myself with this. I was still thinking the ASC is the government. I mean, I know they're not the majority anymore, but in my mind, they were still, the government. They're not the government anymore. It's supposed to be national unity government. And it quite it was like a wake-up call for me as well, in the sense of, it kind of, but the penny didn't drop until I saw your chat. Like, this is really what's happening. They're just continuing like the majority. They are not. It's not an ANC government anymore.
Lekker koffie word op die heel beste natuurlike metodes verbou in die hoof koffieproduserende lande in Afrika. Jy kan sommer die kwaliteit proe. Spesialis koffie van ander gebiede is ook beskikbaar. Jy kan jou bestelling plaas by juweliet.co.za. Dis beskikbaar in verskillende sterktes, as bone of gemaal en in 3 verskillende groottes verpakking. Onthou, as dit nie sê lekker koffie nie, dan is dit nie lekker koffie nie.
Okay, so then on to the second point, Bonsai, is that the thing of this discrepancy between what you see in the National Assembly is they should have 40% of that, or they have 40% of the votes, which now means surely when it comes to the executive, it should reflect on that side as well, but it does not. Quickly explain to us that thing.
Well, that was the first rebellion, and we kind of let it through. And that's not our fault as citizens, because normally, Parliament's going to question it at some point. But no one did. No single South African party has publicly complained about my vote and your vote being completely ignored by the president. So he gets 40% representation. And never mind the parties, but I mean them in Parliament. He got 40% Parliament seats, 100 and something out of 400 is 39.75%. And he went and appointed a cabinet that 72% of our cabinet is ANC. I mean, that's already like chasing double, isn't it?
It is.
And when the election results came out, many people were excited about the GNU, but part of the excitement was most people thinking, oh, great, at least ANC is only 40%. Assuming, right, that, of course, why would anyone override voters? I don't know why, but our president felt it is all right that we give him 40% and he takes 72% of cabinet. And so that's why it's important that citizens get to go to Parliament, and already 500 and some odd at the point that we're recording this, depending when this goes out, have already sent a message to the speaker to say, no, this doesn't happen. At least, maybe we left it for a year because we thought you'll get to it. But no, now we need you. Please get to it within the next 60 days. And either you get the representation to be proper, meaning the GNU, 40% of ministers, deputy ministers of the cabinet should be ANC, because that's just, isn't that why we stood in
That's
the
why we
street
voted.
3
Yeah.
hours? Yeah, I thought so. I thought I was, otherwise I would have stayed home if I knew that no matter who I vote for, I will have a 70% ANC government. So, but now what the ANC relies on is that they've had such a majority for a long time that we didn't really have a parliament, right? We know they've been shouted at over and over and over in judgments, being told that, listen, the president answers to parliament. He's not a king. He can't just make decisions. So
That's an important point to mention
there
to
was a
people,
second one.
that just tell the people the job of parliament is what? Why is it there? What is it doing?
So this is very simple, so that we get people educated on this. Parliament is the board of South Africa. The president is the CEO. Every CEO has to answer to their board about what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so Parliament's job is to watch what the president's doing and get to say, what are you doing? What's that about? What's happening?
Yeah.
Why would you ignore our shareholders, which is the voters, right?
Yeah.
If the shareholders want your party to have 40%, I mean, what kind of company would that be where the shareholders want the...
Well, at least it reflects in our country's finances and all those kind of things. So it's about fair to say that's what will happen.
Yeah, there would be a broke company, right?
Yeah.
So we, the shareholders of South Africa, have said we want the CEO's party, that's the president, to have 40%. And in any company, if he just went and put 72%, he'd be called to the board very quickly to say, what's this about?
Yeah.
And the job of Parliament, and often citizens are not informed that Parliament is your voice.
Yeah.
And your voice is above the president's actions, because Parliament must can ask President, what are you doing? President can't ask Parliament, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And so it's important that we get to take our place and make sure our Parliament is working for us.
Yeah. There's my good friend, dear citizen. A short and sweet explanation of what is and what is the time crunch, Bonsai? Why do we only have until the end of this month? Which means, what's the deadline? 1st of September?
Yeah, so we opened the Parliament submissions, and of course, if they go down to the link that you'll surely have at the bottom, they'll get it all. So that opened 2 days ago, but we putting through our submissions until the 1st of September. What's actually happening now is parliamentarians, very funny, are actually at the real national dialogue. Okay.
Yes.
Parliamentarians between now and beginning of September are actually off. And it's a constituency break, which means they must go down to the ground and talk to people. And it literally is the official national dialogue by your parliamentarian. So, but they come back to be doing parliament work on the 1st of September. So we're hoping that when they come back, the speakers received 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 submissions, just saying, please explain to us by the end of the year, why is it that we stood in long queues at schools where there was no parking, right, next to strangers for 5 hours because we thought the X we put in would make a difference? Why is it that after all of that, we are governed 72% by an ANC that we gave 40% to. So those will be coming in, and 1st of September is when they can actually process it. So that's why.
No, there you have it, folks. Please go look at the full video with all the good explanations on it. Please go follow the link and have your say there. It is not the Kingdom of South Africa. Let's not treat it like that. Bonsai, just on a personal note, I just want to say thank you or commend you or whatever. I find that your content is really meaningful at this stage. There's a lot of people saying a lot of things, and everybody's voice is necessary. I think some people complain, and at least people, get aware of what's happening. And then some people have a kind of a more plan, a definite plan or practical things or whatever you want to call it. And I find your content to be very meaningful to all the people in the country, and I really appreciate that. So thank you and well done.
Thanks so much, my friend, and thank you for backing up that voice as well. And most of the things that we do a lot of just content, but we tend to also just read the comments. So it's not because I'm so bright, but it's just because I can read, and you get to read the comments and see what people wish they were doing, and we try to say, oh, okay, because usually we're not aware of what we could do. Yeah. And then we say, oh, that's fine then. Constitutionally, then you should be doing this. Yeah. So that our comments jump from social media pages to the inboxes where they really make a difference. So thank you for backing up South Africans who are hardcore.
That is the word. That is the word. So there you have it, people. Go follow Bonsai's channel as well. He's got some really great content coming out regularly. I've got 2 shows. The one is Chat with Corné, when I speak to English guests, and the other is just Klets met Corné, which the Afrikaans version of it. We try to provide content that's not just pointing a finger and screaming and foaming at the mouth. We're trying to do more out of this. Did you know this? Do you realize you can do this? This is what's happening behind the scenes kind of deal. So thank you, good people of South Africa. Go raise your voice. And
yes, make a noise.
Make a noise.
I can't wait to be chatting with you at Chat with Corné. So that's coming up. But for now, we'll see everyone at the constitutional public submission that Parliament has to respond to. They're not allowed to ignore it. Ignoring it would be a constitutional violation. They have to listen, have to file it, have to respond to it. So let's go.
Let's go.
And thank you.
Thanks, Bonsai.
Radio Nuwe.
Your Christian lifestyle radio station.